how to deal with the MLM friend. Okay, I don't know what MLM.
Oh, multi-level marketing.
Oh, the ladies are hot on this one. You have obviously you have heard of such a thing.
It's huge on Facebook. I have people that I follow it's a cult. They are so entwined in the MLM life.
So I know one person that I'm thinking of specifically, and their posts are always them with a Corvette or them with a BMW. There's a weird salesy thing of like, show them the life you would want. Like I remember there was one girl that she worked for like a makeup thing, and she was always posting like halfway to the Mercedes, and you're like, is this what gets the Mercedes gets you up in the morning? Like that's what you needed?
It's way more work than doing a day. Like you could just work a regular job and get that Mercedes than doing the multi-level marketing and bothering your friends about it.
This person wrote, Feather, I have a question about how to deal with a friend who has signed up for a multi-level marketing scheme. A few months ago, one of my closest friends texted me and asked me to follow her new Instagram account. During quarantine, she decided to get into fitness coaching. Oof. It's not even like makeup. It's fitness. Ugh. It's like extra judgy. Like not only am I trying to make money off of you, but I'm going to use shame to get it out of you.
Yeah, and fear. It's really weird.
She decided to get into fitness coaching and wanted to share her journey on social media. Yeah, it's always a journey. Wanting to be the supportive friend, of course I followed. That seems like a small gesture to follow. I could follow the account for a friend.
I'll follow an account. And I enjoy watching it as an anthropological study. It's
totally
fascinating.
Agree. There is more, I'd say 50% of my following is like friends and babies. And the other 50% is like, what the fuck is going on here?
It's Crazy Town.
Yeah, let's go to Crazy Town. I am in a private group on Facebook. I'll admit it here.
Sure.
Where
who is it?
It's the only it's the only reading I do.
Yeah.
It's legitimately the only thing I read is this Facebook group. Like people are like, what book are you into this summer? I'm into this Facebook group where people are posting irrational shit every day. So she follows the friend to be supportive. Okay, fine. I am now regretting this decision. I looked more into the program she's part of, and it's definitely an MLM. She is posting every day, multiple stories, talking about the grind and the hustle behind building her business, all in an effort to sell workout packages and protein shakes. To be frank, it's fucking annoying. The answer should be as simple as muting her account, but I know she will notice. She has even gone so far as to text me when she sees that I watched her story and ask why I didn't participate in whatever poll or question she posted. Oh!
That's a boundary crossed.
Yeah. Then she asked me to go back, rewatch it, and participate so she can get more quote-unquote exposure. Oy, I love her, and I know she's really excited about this program, but I feel like I'm being treated more like a potential client and less like a friend. I've already told her I'm not interested in her products, which she understands, but still wants me to promote her account. Is there any way I can disengage with the Instagram page but maintain the friendship? Any advice would be appreciated. Wow. So, it's an interesting email because at the beginning of this podcast, I go through this 1 minute thing of share and compensation, and this is how it works. But that is with the understanding that people listening to this show, watching the videos, are getting something out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to differentiate myself from the MLM marketer who needs exposure, but I
get it.
It's a thin line. I don't, because I could defend what I'm doing. I'm saying, hey, you got an hour podcast where we're being funny, we're answering emails, I'm bringing you content of some sort. The way you interact with it is to support the sponsors, is to promote the show. That is very helpful. But if someone didn't do that, I don't say to them, hey, I saw you listen to the podcast. Where's your Instagram post? Like, I would never do that.
Yeah.
My girlfriend just yelled from the background that I do that. What scenario?
I have asked for somebody to like something.
Hold on. Let me go back.
Okay.
You have asked for someone to like someone? Fine. That's a like to me is as low. That's, do you got a quarter I can borrow? I got to pay the toll.
Yeah. Push me up on the algorithm.
Yeah. Push me up the algorithm. I have had people DM me for advice separate from this podcast, and then they don't follow my account. And I say, listen, I'm not here to fucking play games with someone that doesn't support. Basically, what you're saying is I use all your shit, and now I'm admitting to using all your shit, and I don't even follow you.
I'm not supporting.
Yeah, I don't even know. Like, I think it's different than this situation because I have to admit to it.
Realizing something.
The mirror just got put up to us. No, but I have to differentiate this from what we do here because I think the idea is like, okay, you have an hour podcast where you're getting some sort of enjoyment out of it. Also, you can turn off and not promote it. But when someone's like, hey, give me advice, give me 10 minutes of your time, and then they don't follow your account, I go, well, I feel like I'm being used a little bit. Like in this scenario, the using is kind of reversed.
Well, MLM is really fascinating, especially it's a female-driven business. I don't really ever see men doing MLM. They might do something different like drop shipping, but doesn't use
drop shipping.
Oh my God. It's like you can buy all this cheap Chinese shit and figure out how to advertise it on Instagram to make it look expensive. And you can create your own online store, but you really have to do all your self-marketing yourself the same way that you would do it for MLM. And
sure. I mean,
it's
people
a
sell.
grind.
Life insurance kind of is a little bit MLM-ish. Like, I think men has different. I think the male version of this has different window dressing, but it's similar in
it's the same thing.
Approach. Yeah.
But MLM for women, a lot of the times the reason why I don't like it is because they hide behind the fact that it's female empowerment. And I think when you find out a lot of these MLMs, they're huge scams and they create fear and they can bankrupt a lot of people because you have to buy a shit ton of product. And the only way that you make money is by getting more people to work underneath you. It's a pyramid scheme.
Yeah, and it's you buy a bunch of inventory and now it's on you're the one at risk for the inventory. Now the company isn't at risk. I'm with you. I think this also, like, again, the fact that it hurts friendships because people are like, hey, go to your friends and family. They call it your natural market. Yeah. And, and for her.
That's where we're different. We don't have, my friends and family are not buying into my shit.
That is where we different. That is the difference, is we're not going to friends and family and being like, please fucking share my new podcast. That's annoying. Yeah.
To their 5 followers.
Yeah. Listen, if they did that, that'd be very nice, but I wouldn't be holding against them. But for this situation, and it's very difficult because she's like, I think what she wrote is a reasonable thing to write to her friend. I feel like I'm being treated more like a potential client and less like a friend. Like, hey, I'm here. I think what the person that she's dealing with has forgotten is that if someone doesn't find value in the thing that you're putting out there, then you can't force them to help you.
Yeah. And you can't expect that from your friends and family.
No. But that's kind of the whole thing with like doing comedy. If you didn't like the show, I'm not going to like go force you to tell people to like that you love the show.
Yeah, it'll just do it naturally.
Yeah, I either sink or swim. If your product isn't good enough and you're not putting it in front of the right eyes, there's not much more I can do. Like this podcast grew a lot when women started listening.
Yeah.
So like if I was standing out at, the like, at some fucking MMA fight being like, hey, everybody, listen to my podcast. Like, no one would come because I'm in the wrong spot. That is not fertile grounds. So I think like this person, I think she should mute them. I think she should let the person approach her. And if she says to her, like, hey, you're not supportive, like, hey, I'm following the account. You've been on top of
your
me.
Stuff.
I'm liking the post whenever I see the post. At that point, I don't know what else I can do for you, but your business is not my responsibility. And I'm telling you that as a friend, because if I feel this way, other people will feel this way.
Yeah. I still want to be friends with you. It's like dealing with somebody that has. Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, it feels like someone that's dealing like with a different belief system than you have. You're like, yeah, this is just not where we're gonna agree on. Or like, hanging out with your vegan friend and they start pushing their thing, and you're like, I might agree with you, but like, I don't want to hear it right now, and it makes me uncomfortable.
I think starting with saying to someone what you said is so important. I still want to be your friend. Let me tell you where we change from friend to client.
Yeah.
When I feel like I'm being watched by you, when I'm passively watching Instagram stories, like that's uncomfortable. That makes me want to help you less.
Yeah.
And it makes me want to see you less. And I hate that. Like, let them know that you hate that this is kind of coming between you.
Yeah.
And then you...
Yeah, you just want to be friends with them, but you don't want to have them pushing a product on you the whole time.
Listen, I'm sure you feel this way. I feel this way with stand-up, like where someone, like we have a lot of times where someone will go, I want to come to a show, and you go, anytime. And then would love to have you. I always go, would love to have you. And then they go, when's the next one? And I go, I'll be next week at this time. And they go, I can't make that one. And you go,
I don't care. I don't care.
And now you're in this position of like, well, what about, or like, and I just go, cool, let me know. You give me a day and we'll figure it out. Yeah. And then they go, well, when's the next one? And you go,
every night,
and there is this thing of like, you don't want to make, and I think as comics, we're like acutely aware of making our pursuit someone else's problem.
Yeah.
And I think like, because you've had that conversation, right? Where someone's like, when's the next one?
Yeah. And I'd always get front where they're like, oh, I'm sorry I couldn't make it. And you're like, I honestly don't care. And I don't want you to go have inner turmoil about this.
No. And they might be just saying that just to like,
kind
of absolve themselves, but they end up putting more like on us than we want to even have. Like I have certain people in my life, and I know them as this now after doing this for 10 years, is that I'm like, they're just saying that because they feel like they have to say that. And then it turns into this like, and sometimes they get you where you're down the rabbit hole of like, but this date and this date and this date, and you're like, oh my God, they got me. Now I'm fucking begging them, It's like, and you just don't want to deal with that. And I think like your friend either figures that out or they don't, but they have to realize that they started this business. If they started this business because you're their friend, they have a lot of friends, then they didn't start a real business.
Yeah. I think of it as like, that her friend that's in an MLM should just really be a beacon of light and just stay put and shine her little light. And then if you want to come to it, you should come to it. And that you totally support her shining her light. But like,
that's a very female, nice way to say it.
Yeah.
You shine your light. And if your light gets shined, I'll do a little tanning in it, but I'll wear
boat.
Yeah. Don't forget to like the video you just watched. I have many more. Subscribe to the channel right now. Like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe, you fool. There's even a bell you can click to. Now you got your week set Monday through Friday. I'm here for you.